Hi, I'm Scott,
And I'm Luke.
and we're Android guys,
Give us 5 to 10 minutes of your day
and we'll tell you about a product or service.
or an app that you might be interested in.
So this office is, I love it,
Yeah.
but it's different than other offices that I've had
Uh-huh.
in places that I've worked at,
Yes.
and I think some people listening might find the same thing. I don't have a microwave in here.
Right.
This particular office suite doesn't have a common area
Sure.
for that, but I've got a refrigerator,
Mm-hmm.
and I can bring plenty of things in here to keep cool.
Sure.
But there are a lot of times when I make dinner and end up with leftovers, they don't get eaten, or I'll get home and go, oh man, I should have come home for lunch
Right.
and eaten that.
Right.
But the problem is if I pack it and bring it here, I don't want it to just slowly warm up.
Right.
Room
I have
temperature.
room temperature
Yeah.
chicken. No, thank you.
What if I've got half of this salmon that I have to eat.
Oh, no. But there's a solution.
Yes, do tell.
We have some products from HOTLOGIC.
Yes.
So what this is a food container,
Mhm.
roughly similar to the size of like a lunchbox, a school lunchbox size. Like, what is it,
Mhm.
9x6 or 9 by?
Yeah, 9 by
5.
7, a couple
Yeah.
inches tall.
And what this does is it plugs in. There's two versions. There's a wall adapter, like wall plug,
Mm-hmm.
or a 12-volt outlet for like your car adapter.
Yep.
And what this does is it will heat up the contents. Usually, and it takes about 40 minutes. So it's not a microwave.
Mm-hmm.
It's not microwave fast, but the idea is that you can have the same hot meal that
Yeah.
you would have at home, without but being on the go.
Yeah.
So like this office would be a perfect example. I can heat up my leftovers.
Yeah.
I have to make sure I remember to do it 40 minutes before I want to eat,
Mm-hmm.
but I have the option to have a hot meal.
Yeah, and size wise, it's enough to be like, it fits any to go container
Sure.
that you would have. You bring it home from a restaurant, or whatever. I believe it actually comes with one in the
Uh-huh.
box as
Yep.
well as part of the kit.
Yep.
So this thing is, it's lightweight. The outside of it kind of feels like one of those bags that you would put like a pizza in.
Yeah.
Kind of, DoorDash bags or
Yep.
pizza delivery, kind of like sleeves to keep things warm.
Yep.
But the science and the magic comes from the inside. And again, like you said, there's the home version,
Yep.
which what I would say is office version or to-go version.
Sure.
And then there's the kind for a vehicle, which would be good for like if you're a trucking
Sure.
person or long haul or
Or,
Uber driver all night long.
even if you work, construction or landscaping or something,
Mhm.
maybe you gotta, I don't have access to a microwave. I don't have access to necessarily a plug, but I can plug it in my car
Right.
on my break.
Yeah, and ideally, if you remember to do that here in the office, you can smell that thing warming over 40 minutes.
Sure.
Like, oh yeah, it's time to eat. I need to, if you're on a job site,
Yeah.
plug that thing in, go back, do your work, come back 40 minutes later. You don't have to smell that thing getting tempting you to eat it before it's ready to go.
Right. Right.
This thing actually comes in more colors than I thought it would be available.
Uh-huh.
They have, I think, we have black.
Yeah.
But they have on their website, I think 9 colors.
Oh, wow.
8 or 9 colors.
Yeah.
They have some with patterns on it.
Okay.
So these are things that, the black just kind of looks like something you would just kind of pack
Mhm.
like in an overnight bag or something small. Looks like, maybe even a makeup kind of bag.
Sure.
But if you went with one of these other colors, they're pretty cool. They have some style to them.
Mm-hmm.
You can go with like a paisley print one. They have one that's got like a houndstooth black and white design.
Yeah.
Kind of timeless look to it.
Yeah.
These run about $50, I think.
That's not bad at all.
Yeah, $49.95 for the vehicle version. Same price for that standard. They call it the mini. But yeah, these are the type of thing that I think when we're putting together a roundup for like road trip essentials,
Yeah.
that vehicle one just makes sense.
Yeah, for sure.
Because that keeps you from, you can pack your food the night before, make your food,
Yeah.
and then heat that while you're going.
Yep.
Don't have to worry about pulling over to
Yeah.
purchase food and find a microwave.
Well, I mean, I think for leftovers, like for somebody that works, construction or landscaping or something like where you're on a job site where you don't have access to, a microwave or something, but you want, hot leftovers, not just cold leftovers or
to have to leave and go buy something.
Right.
If you're doing new construction, there's not even power run anywhere.
Yeah.
You can't even bring the company microwave on site, plug it in.
Right.
So I knew these types of things existed in my head, but I didn't really actually think they existed in practice.
Sure.
It's just one of those things that kind of makes sense. So
yeah,
it's called the HOTLOGIC, and then you can pick that up in 2 different versions, the Mini and then the Mini 12-volt vehicle version. All right, that's going to do it for this episode of the podcast.
Thanks for listening.
We appreciate it. If you guys have any questions, feedback, concerns, comments, anything, shoot us an email at podcast@AndroidGuys.com. We'd love to hear from you one way or the other. Luke, if someone wants to get a hold of you, how do they do that?
I am on Instagram and Twitter at Luke Gaul, Gaul.
And I'm on Instagram at Scott Webster and Twitter as SWebster77. Until next time, thanks for listening.
See ya.